There you go, everyone. We finally got the Christmas titles up and running. There you go. How's it going? I am Middle-Aged Gamer Guy, also known as Mag. Hello to everyone on YouTube and Twitch. This is another Tuesday night gaming chat, or TNGC as we call it, where we talk about all the latest gaming news and reviews from the last 7, and in this case, to 14 days of what's happened in the gaming world. Hello to everyone who's in the chat so far. Kindred says, evening. Not too early this time. You're still nice and early. You were 10 minutes early. Dave is like, I'm the guest again. Isn't this wonderful? It is not. Bless him. Ems, happy Tuesday. How you doing? Over on YouTube, Danka, good evening. How are you? Flame, good evening. Retro Jazar is normally on YouTube. Has now come over onto Twitch. So I greatly appreciate that. How are you? Great to see you. There you go. I swear by the time we get through all the starting intros, the stream will have ended. It's actually 30 seconds shorter than the usual intro that you get for the other 11 months of the year. So there you go. Gozzo was actually early. Gozzo was the first one. It didn't come up on my screen. God, what time did you get here, Gozzo? Good to have you here. Dan GameTech says, wait, Dave's the guest. See you next week. There you go. And that's why we can't have Dave Johnson on the stream every single week. There you go. 8:45. Oh, there you go. You were nice and early. Nice and early, Gozzo. Falco, Bing Bong, what are you playing tonight? Not playing anything. It's the talk show tonight, folks. Tuesdays are always the talk show where we always talk about all the new games. But we are doing Mario Party tomorrow, Mario Party Jamboree, and Thursday's a new Metroid game. So if you want to check those out, feel free. That'll be on Twitch and TikTok. Dave Johnson says, but my name is on the title. It's not anymore. But I did see what you did earlier. It was quite funny that you changed it and then you couldn't figure out how to change it back. So you went into a blind panic. Obviously, I can't do this show all by myself. So I have to have a fountain of knowledge that knows everything of all the games. Give it up for the one, the only co-host who knows the most. It's Mr. David Jones.
Good evening, mate. How you doing?
I'm very well. How are you?
Not too bad, thank you.
Good. Are you getting ready for Christmas? Because I certainly ain't.
Well, I've ordered a few things off Amazon. That's about as far as I tend to go with Christmas shopping. If I can't get it off Amazon, you're not getting it for Christmas, quite frankly. I can't bother to go to the shops. I've got to get the Christmas lights put up because I can see like neighbours have got their lights twinkling away. So I need to go and do mine. So I might try and do that at some point this week. And then, probably going to get the tree out this year because the cats are a little bit older. So I'd hopefully they won't destroy it too much. But I think we'll just be a bit careful what we put on there.
Do a fair chunk of damage to it last year?
Well, we purposely didn't put one up last year because we knew they'd fuck it up because they were only about 4 months old probably by that point.
Fair enough.
Yeah, a Christmas tree. Yeah, at that point it wouldn't have lasted 5 minutes with them, I'm sure.
So
we'll try this year. We'll just be careful what we put on it. Nothing too breakable.
And you know what the NSPC is? It the NSP National Society of Prevention? Oh, it's Cruelty to Children. NSPCA would say. I fucked that joke up already. But a Christmas tree is not just for Christmas; it's for life. There you go. Kids like bollocks to Xmas, but yeah, your cats will probably survive. The tree won't. There you go.
Yep.
So what have you been playing in the last week? If you've had a chance, if you've not been too busy shopping on Amazon.
Yeah, I have managed to play a couple of things. A good bit of Battlefield 6 again. But nothing really new to add to that because I haven't had anything new for like the last couple of weeks. But then I have been quite enjoying a mod on the PC. So I don't know if you recall that the original Half-Life got a fan remake called Black Mesa that you can buy on Steam, so let it get sold. That in itself was really good. But then another team have built a mod into that for the Half-Life Blue Shift expansion. So I don't know if you remember that one. There was a
you're a security guy.
Yeah. So that isn't fully finished yet, but they've got like 5 of the 8 chapters out. And I'd kind of heard about it a while back, then completely forgotten about it. But then it kind of came up in my YouTube feed about a week or so ago, just to say that they'd like done a lot of work on the 5 chapters that they got out now. So I thought, you know what, I'll have a look at that. So popped into the Steam Workshop for Black Mesa, found it in there, added it, and been playing through that. Nearly finished the 5 chapters, which are very, very good. It completely brings back, memories of that type of FPS that you just don't seem to get anymore. And almost the big AAAs are taking FPSs like to live service or open world. Not really the way that I want them to go. So I'm thoroughly enjoying this. It's probably one of the sort of best FPSs that I've played in years, just because it's what I actually want from an FPS. And I think the mod maker's plan is to hopefully get it all finished next year at some point.
Yeah.
They've got 3 chapters left to add. So I've nearly finished the 5th chapter. Then I'm going to have to just wait patiently for the other 3 to come out and carry on with it then. I've thoroughly enjoyed what they've done with it so far. They've taken a few liberties, I think, with some bits, like the chapter 5, the Zen level. Apparently could be done in like 10, 20 minutes originally. But
Yeah.
it's taken me well over a couple of hours to get through it. They've really gone to town and it made it like quite an epic across Zen, and it looks really good. So if anyone's got Black Mesa, then you can just go along and get it from the Steam Workshop and give it a go now.
I did see, because I know you're a big fan of Half-Life Alyx, that I saw that they've now done a first-person mod for that, so you don't need VR.
Yeah, you can play it on flat screen. I don't know if it would be any good on flat screen, really. Cause
I've seen someone play it. It looks all right.
Yeah,
So
I mean, the thing is that it was purposely designed for VR, so some of it might not feel quite as good as you'd perhaps expect compared to like the Half-Lives. If you were to actually play that one in VR, it's fantastic. Still the best VR thing I've ever played. I think it's going to be a long time for anything else can manage to top it.
Kindred says, I saw that someone made a mod for Battlefield 6, one of the old small COD shipment maps, but in Battlefield, so it had 64 players.
Oh, nice, because you have got the portal mode on Battlefield 6, where on PC you can create stuff, but you can then share it out, and console players can join in if they can find it, because I think there's absolutely a ton of stuff in the portal mode.
That's all right. I haven't played that much this week. Ironically, I got hooked on the whole Simpsons Fortnite thing, and I don't really play Fortnite, but I love the Simpsons, and it's the first time ever that I've completed all the levels, like done the whole pass.
Oh wow!
Ever. And then loaded it up the other day, and they changed it all, and I haven't touched it since. So I'm shit. But yeah, so I only played it because the Simpsons in it. But I was playing a game that we are going to talk about tonight, which is Marvel Cosmic Invasion. And there's another game that we're also going to talk about because there are 2 games that are very similar. So you've got the Terrifier game, which we'll talk about in a bit, and Marvel Cosmic Invasion. And I might be getting a copy of the Toxic Crusaders game, which is also very similar to that. So we're getting 3 of these games in succession. So it's going to be interesting to see which one's the better one out of all of them. Kindred says, I've been playing Marvel Cosmic Invasion game today, trying to do all the achievements. There you go, trying to hammer through them. But yeah, I enjoyed that last night, but we'll talk about that a bit later on. Shall we bring in our guests?
I think we should.
So, folks, for the first time ever, the Horror Game Awards, which has been running for a number of years now, is going to be taking place live in Kensington in London on Saturday, the 13th of December. For those lucky few that have managed to will go there, it's going to be a fantastic evening. But you'll be also be able to watch it live on a number of co-streams. We're kind of biased. We love the wonderful Chaotic Neutral on this channel. So do please, if you want to watch it live on her channel on Saturday, we'll stick links in the Discord so you can watch all the winners as they are announced. But we have got 2 of the people that are responsible for the awards who have been with it since the beginning. So please welcome Phil and Will from the Horror Game Awards. Good evening, gents.
Evening.
Cool. Hi, guys.
How's it going?
Yeah, not too bad.
Not bad at all.
And so you're like, I know I nearly scared Phil earlier, but like you're just under 2 weeks away. How are you feeling? Because it's your first ever live.
No. Let's get it right. Because it's the 13th when it's happening, and it's the 2nd today. I have it in my head as like 13 days, 2 weeks. You said, "Oh, you're ready for next week," and then I immediately had a heart attack and everything. And then I realized, it is actually next Saturday, so it is technically next week. But don't do that to me.
Sorry. I promise I won't come up to you at the event and going, "Are you going to be all right in an hour?" I won't do that to you.
Oh gosh.
Oh dear. But yeah, how's it all coming together? Because obviously you've run it for a number of years. It's always been a thing that's been online. And what made you do the jump to officially go live? Was it like the point where you gone, well, people recognize this is a big awards now, so now we gotta? Was that kind of the idea behind it?
I mean, that was kind of what we were planning to do. I think eventually, like the transition to it, and then what happened this year was more this opportunity kind of fell in our lap, and we kind of had to, and then it was like, I mean, I'll talk more about it in a sec, but like, just once it happened, and it's like, okay, we've got the opportunity, this is all going ahead, it's official now, and then it's like, oh shit, we're doing a live show.
Yeah, no, it was we'd sort of planned it from for when we first started, we sort of talked about maybe year 5 we'd start to look at something very small, physical venue, and then go from there. But we were talking. I made a connection with Lost in Cult, and we were just chatting about things because obviously they've just launched their new physical media side.
Yes.
So we're just talking about horror games and stuff that could potentially be connected with them. And then the question was just posed is like, why don't we just sponsor you guys? And it was like, okay, like in what capacity? And then it was like this, and it was like, okay, I guess we're going live this year. And it was, it's just one of those things of like, we could have held back and just said no. And we don't know how long it might have taken us, but being able to go straight in now with a live show, it was sort of like a no-brainer, really. So we've taken that dive, and we've quickly learned how much goes to putting a show together, even a very small one that we're doing. And it's been mind-boggling, and sleep has been non-existent. So,
Phil, before we went live, Phil was saying you've been working through the night on stuff, like, which is
because other than the Horror Game Award stuff, until quite recently, I worked 2 full-time jobs. Yeah, and with a family, and we're currently doing a house renovation as well. Basically, no time. Like literally, I've only played 1 game this year, so literally any time I could fit in was like, I can only do it when I'm asleep. So let's not sleep. So it's been like 3-4 hours sleep, but it's to make this work. It's what it needed to be. And now we know where we are and what it takes to put on a live show. When we kick off straight after, we'll know we can gun it straight away. And it'll be a lot easier for us rather than trying to hammer everything in within 6 weeks.
Speaking from experience, and I've done events for over 20 years, you will find that once you've got this one out of the way, a lot of it will be so much easier because you can replicate it, and the stuff that works well and the stuff that you go, we could change that. That's stuff you can change. So it's always the most difficult, the first one. Not gonna lie.
And I think finding out there's a lot of stuff that's easier than we thought it would be as well is also helpful. Like just going into things that you think might be quite complicated, and it's like, oh, actually, that's actually fairly straightforward. But now we know we can go Also, yes, the mentally exhausted pigeon comment there, I fully relate to.
Literally.
Hello, Yankees. I didn't know any of us were actually American, but apparently we've been adopted. So there you go. Thank you for that information, but there you go. So how many people you got attending the event? I suppose
we're looking about 300, around the 300 mark as things stand. So we've got a venue that can hold up to, it can hold up to 700 in theatre style.
Yes.
It could technically hold 800 if we give nobody any seats.
But, just stand there like
that.
But like the 300 kind of seems comfortable with, like, in terms of what we've got.
That's the downstairs, because I actually know Kensington Conference Centre quite well, because you've got the upstairs bit as well, haven't you, that goes there. I mean, I say I know it quite well. I've not been there since 2001, so that says a lot. But I've seen events and done events there. So
we've got the Great Hall for the main ceremony. There'll be the lobby, there'll be a bar, there'll be food, and then we've got the small hall as like a media room. So that's where kind of anyone from the press who wants to speak to any of the developers and kind of somewhere a bit quieter can go and do that. And we've got the obligatory backdrop for photographs and all that sort of stuff as well.
Well, you gotta have that. You gotta have that. You can't have an awards do without that.
No.
And is it going to be a red carpet, or will it be like a black carpet because the horror theme, or is it a different color? Or
it'll mostly be whatever carpet the venue's got.
That's fair. That's fair. Let's bring up, if you want to know more information, if the mods could drop the link, the Horror Game Awards website will appear in all the chats in a minute. So do click on it. There are a number of, because you have a lot of people that co-stream it, don't you? You have a heck of a lot of people co-stream year in, year out. So,
just if I can mention while you're dropping the links as well, today and tomorrow are the last 2 days to vote on the nominations. Once the voting is done tomorrow, then we will have the winners for our Player's Choice and Horror Content Creator of the Year award, and we will have the 3 finalists for each of the other categories for our jury to then go and pick the winner. So if you've got any particular favorites, now is the time to get in there and get your votes and nudge other people and poke them and make them votes as well.
Brilliant. There we go. There is a link that is appearing in all the chats, and that's getting into the YouTube chats right now as well, because we're also on YouTube mobile. Dave's like, where are the mods making me work? Oh no, don't worry, we got it covered. We got it covered between us. We're fine. So yeah, 2 days to go. Get your votes in now, ladies and gentlemen. There are some fantastic games this year. There's some ones I'm rooting for. I'm not going to say what because I'll be biased against certain games. So I'll just keep my mouth shut and then sit there with my fingers crossed that they win.
Yeah, that's. I mean, we like deliberately set it all up so we've got a jury who does the nominations and then they do the final kind of choice. So we have no say in the process.
No.
Yeah.
But obviously, we're also fans of horror games and we like a lot of horror games. So like, so sitting there and once the awards are done, I will talk till the cows come home, like about whatever, things. But I'm trying to, like, at the moment go, there's just lots of games, all really good. And I have ones that I've played more of, but that's me.
I would never get you to say what games. I wouldn't do that to you. But I know you'll secretly be sitting there going, if one wins, you'd be like, yes. It's like,
oh yeah.
That's probably what I'll be doing.
Not on stage, I should say.
No, not on stage. Can you imagine that? It's like, and the winner is yes. Oh, sorry, I forgot the mic's on. There we go. So yeah, get your nominations in, folks. You've literally got 2 days to do that. Click that link that's in all the chats. Anything else you guys want to tell us about the awards, or for people to know? I'm
just trying to think if there's anything else kind of big other than the fact that they're happening and in person
next week.
I think you mentioned co-streamers. There is still like time for people to sign up as co-streamers, I think. Will, is it?
Yes, it ends this week, I think, on Friday. So
yeah. So I mean, anyone can co-stream it, but if you want kind of the brand pack and all that sort of stuff, then sign up by Friday.
Yeah.
Okay, so if anyone's interested, again, check it out. Details are on the website. I take. Yeah. Also, you'll be streaming it on Twitch and YouTube. Is there anywhere else you're streaming it as well as all the co-streams?
At the very least, Twitch, YouTube, and TikTok.
Nice. Okay.
Whether we do others or not will kind of depend on not so much bandwidth, just more like logistics of the thing. Or we'll at least be there, which I think covers the vast majority of places people watch streams, to be fair.
Yeah. Nice. So you've got no excuse not to watch it, people. Seriously. Big Jesse, good evening. Goes, the horror. It's disgusting, the fear. Oh, no, it's just Mag's face. Thanks, Jesse. Thank you so much. Appreciate that. I would say it was lovely to have you here, but after that comment, pass. There you go. So yeah, folks, go check out www.thehorrorgameawards.com. You can find out more information on there. As you say, you can also do your nominations. And if you want to sign up for co-streaming, you can do it there. And I'm sure we will report back after the event's taken place a week on Saturday. Sorry, Phil. So there you go. Shall we crack on with our show?
Let's go for it.
Yeah. All right, folks. Well, we've actually got some horror games tonight, which is good. It's nice that it felt that way, because I thought if we ended up with like all 8 cozy games, you guys would just be like, "What are you doing?" That'd be a true horror. But we have,
we can just sit there and nod and like have no idea what's going on.
Yeah, be like, no, we're not doing this. But we have got because it was Thanksgiving over the weekend, the gaming industry does kind of go a bit lapse. So really, there was only 4 new games that we could actually talk about that we got reviews for. So we also thought we'd cover some other games that we haven't actually managed to fit in over the past couple of weeks. So we are going to be talking about the new Spongebob game. We are going to be talking about Terrifier, the Artcade game. We're also going to be talking about Projekt motor racing that came out. And obviously a game some of you may see me stream last night, which was Marvel Cosmic Invasion. We're also going to be talking about the fact they've announced a new Far Cry TV series. And the fact that CD Projekt Red pretty much reckon they can knock out 3 new Witcher games in 6 years. We'll talk about that one a bit later on, because I found that one interesting. But we will crack on with our first game. Smile and wave, boys. Smile and wave. There you go. So here we go with our first game tonight. And as I said, this is from a couple of weeks ago. This is from 2 Tuesdays ago on PS5, Xbox Series XS, PC and Switch 2. and is the third in the platforming games of this ilk. This is SpongeBob SquarePants, Titans of the Tide. Let's have a look at the trailer now.
Patrick, we need to stop those two from destroying Bikini Bottom.
Beware the Dutchman.
Scrambling for me! You'll pay for that, Dutchman!
Poor Bikini Bottom. Has hope ghosted our once peaceful little hamlet at the bottom of the sea? Not if a certain Sponge and his star-shaped friend have anything to say about it.
We can't let that stop us, Patrick. All of Bikini Bottom is counting on us.
Woo-hoo-hoo! Cannonball!
Nothing a little bit of teamwork can't fix, right, Patrick?
I'm getting dizzy with all this swapping. I can see my rock from here.
Yay!
Ha ha ha!
Hi-ya! Uh-oh.
I got you now, Dirty Dan and Pinhead Larry.
This is it, Patrick. There's no turning back.
Oh, why is it gonna be so spooky?
Every journey starts with a single step. So, just getting lost.
Thank you to David Hasselhoff for that very important message. There we
He
go.
cleared it all up, didn't he?
He did. This is the third one of these games. We did get a very awful Patrick game last year, which we talked about on the show, which I got to play test. It wasn't very good. But I have liked these games. They're perfectly decent platform games. So I actually quite like the look of this one because they are good fun. So Dave, tell us a little bit more about this one.
Yeah, it's another 3D platform in the SpongeBob universe. I think in this one, King Neptune and the Flying Dutchman get into fisticuffs, and I think the trident gets fractured and unleashes some titans across the world that you've got to go and defeat before it destroys Bikini Bottom. So you get to switch between SpongeBob and Patrick as you're playing. So you can switch between them at will to take on different platforming challenges. And I think the structure of this one is I think each sort of area is like a sort of mini hub world. So probably a bit like the more recent Mario games like Mario Odyssey, where you got like a world you just wander around. There's stuff to do in there. It's probably that sort of similar structure, which is always quite cool. From what I can tell from the gameplay I've seen of this one, it looks decent enough. Looks like a decent 3D platformer. Graphics look pretty decent. You got all the original voice cast in there, I believe, as well. So it will sound just like the old SpongeBob cartoons that everyone loves. So I think for the fans, they're going to enjoy getting into this one.
Awesome. A Battle for Bikini Bottom was great fun, so I definitely would try this. But it's one of these games that does turn up on PS Plus, Game Pass, and things like that.
Yeah, if you wait long enough.
I kind of wait for them to. So no offense, I wouldn't go out and buy this, but I'd certainly play it when it landed on the service, and I could just spend a weekend just bossing around on it. I'm gonna. Who would like to tackle this one? Any of you SpongeBob fans, Will or Phil?
The only thing, my main SpongeBob fact is the fact that Sandy Cheeks is voiced by the same person as Ashley from RE4, the original.
Yes.
So, and we did kind of hear a bit of her voice, I think, in the trailer.
Yeah.
That was kind of okay, that's the extent of my SpongeBob knowledge exhausted. Well, that and the fact that Mr. Krabs is the Kagan, obviously.
Yes, that is true. That is true. I take it you guys haven't played the two games before this, platformers, then?
I can't. No, I don't think I have now.
Okay. I mean, if you do you like general platformers like your Mario stuff and Sonic stuff?
Yeah.
Last 3D platformer I played was Spyro, I think, on PS1.
Oh, okay.
Literally, I played that a couple of weeks ago. Yeah.
Oh, really?
I think if you enjoy that,
Yeah.
you'd like this. This is kind of where you're at with that. I'm going to say hello to some other people. Hello to there's a couple of people on the YouTube. Dave 1380. We've got loads of Daves tonight. Guten Morgan. Hello, welcome. And then I've got to get this right. Hamish. Yes. Welcome on in. Lovely to have you here as well. Now you might see some scores popping in chat. I'm going to explain what we do because we technically don't review the games, but I scour the internet, get a load of review scores from all different sites, whether it's Gamer Ranks, IGN, Eurogamer, Metacritic, blah, 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 blah. and crush them into an average score. You may agree with it, you may not, but I'm going to state that this is just for fun, so don't take it too seriously. What we want you to do is guess the scores. And if you have no idea, just go out there and have an idea and just throw out a score, because you could be right, you might be wrong, but it doesn't matter if you're wrong either, because if you do get it right, you will basically get a shout out for your channel, whether you're on YouTube or Twitch, in the chat. And if you get it wrong, you'll have another opportunity to do it again. So there you go. So it's a bit of fun. So don't take it too seriously, people. Before I start asking Dave and our guests what it's saying, let's see what people are saying in chat. Danka says it seems like a common 7.5 game. Gozzo saying the same. A safe 7, says Flame. This is what we always say on the channel. Retro Shazar, a 7 as well. M says 8 with zero justification. iQuail, good evening. How you doing, buddy? So, Dave, I'll start with you. What do you reckon this has got?
I'm going to try 7.5.
7.5. Okay. iQuail said, I've only just got here, so no clue what the game is, but I'll say 7. Phantom also going for the safe 7. Kindred going for a 7.5. Will, what do you reckon? And you can, I'm going to say, you can either have the same scores.
Yeah.
Right, or you can have different scores, because if one of you gets it right, we're still going to shout you out. So it's kind of a win for you guys.
Yeah. I think from the trailer and stuff, it looks like a really decent platformer, as you were talking about as well. And I think with the original voice cast and everything else, I think that also brings a lot. So I'm going to go for an 8.
Okay, going for an 8 from Will. Phil?
Again, it looks like it's going to have a lot of charm, and I think that's going to pull it up. But at the same time, whether it thinking about the way reviewers look at these things, are probably if it doesn't bring anything new platforming wise, I don't know whether it does or not. I'm just entirely speculating. Push down to a 7 just so we got the full spread.
Okay, yes, we got a 7.5. We got an 8. We got a 7. Okay, we covered all bases. All right. Anyone else? Kindred saying a 7.5 as well. Folks, this is your last chance. Is it third time lucky for Spongebob with his platforming games? This is Spongebob SquarePants, Titans of the Tide, which came out on Tuesday the 15th of November on PS5, Xbox Series X and S, PC and Switch 2. And if there are no other guesses in chat, I can tell you that this got a safe 7 out of 10.
Hey.
There you go. Well done, Phil, for getting that right. Well done. And do you know what? This is the funny one. iQuail didn't even see the trailer, and he got it right. So well done to iQuail.
Best way, isn't it? Just come in blind.
Great. Turn up and go, I didn't see it, but it's fine. Well done, iQuail. Phantom, well done. You got it right. Retro Shazar, well done. Flame as well. You got it right. It's a 7 out of 10 for that one, which is what we call a safe 7. So it's still good, but maybe not quite as good as the other two. But if you love platformers, definitely go check it out. Shout outs to going in the channel right now. So let's move on to our next game. Now, this was shadow dropped during the Xbox sort of game partnership preview event. And this comes from some classic game makers in terms of Atari and Apogee. This came out on Thursday the 20th on PC, Xbox Series X, PS5, and you can literally get it on Game Pass right now. This is Total Chaos, and that's not how I'm describing this show. It's the name of the next trailer. Let's go.
I've been alone in this place, isolated and rotting away. It has been suffocating. I've lingered here far longer than I ever meant to, retracing old steps and replaying every moment, wondering where it all fell apart. But why? What's the point? You can't rewrite what's already happened. My path brought me here to this corpse of a home. These fading memories, they're all I have left. You fought so hard not to drown. And yet here you are, dragging yourself deeper. It feels familiar, doesn't it? lead you closer to inevitability. If you still had a chance to leave, would you take it?
There you go. So that is Total Chaos, which literally shadow dropped and came out on Thursday the 20th. And you can get it on Game Pass literally right now and go check it out. So Kindred says, where's the fun not playing this in the dark? True. So this obviously comes from quite a few old school studios, because we've got Infogrames, we've got Apogee, we've got Atari involved in this. So Dave, tell us a little bit more, because I was very intrigued when this got announced. I was like, oh, I look forward to playing this in the new year. And then it was like, boom, here it is.
Yeah, there you go. You can get stuck in there if you want to.
Yeah.
It's it looks like a decent sort of FPS survival horror. So it's set on an old mining colony called Fort Oasis. Your characters got drawn there by, I think, some radio transmissions, and and these are sort of pulling you forward into the old mines, trying to sort of discover what's going on there. So it looks pretty decent from what I can tell. They've definitely sort of kept to the pretty much brown and grey colour palette for the entire game, because there's just no other colour in there that I can see. But it seems to fit it pretty well. It gives it a sort of good dank, sort of creepy vibe, doesn't it? And from what I've been reading, it's got a pretty good atmosphere to it. Good tensions you're playing through it. Combat looks pretty decent. Looks like a decent mix of melee and gun combat. It looks like it should be all right. It looks like a sort of old school FPS survival horror game. Again, something you don't really seem to get a huge amount of these days, but it's nice to see some of the older companies still making them.
Yeah,
I think it's probably worth a look.
Yeah, I remember having lots of games by Infogrames back in the days of the Spectrum and Amstrad. Now showing my age, but then obviously Apogee was known for Rise of the Triads, and obviously I had tons of Atari games, as Dave knows, because I had the original. I still got the original Atari 2600. So yeah, Blaze go. So all them three come together. I'm like, ticks the boxes for me. Now, obviously, our first of a few horror games tonight. So I guess this ticks the boxes for you guys.
Definitely.
Yeah, I mean, I've actually got a copy of this because the YouTuber Under the Mayo, who people may or may not know, was very kind enough because he worked on the game to provide me with a key for it. So it's actually Total Chaos was like a total conversion mod for an old Doom, and then this is a remake of that. So that's where it's like a very interesting kind of like pedigree as far as that comes. But all that kind of survival horror, resource management combined with FPS shooter thing. Like I say, I haven't had a chance to play it yet. I've got like a list of games that kind of next in line that I've got keys for or bought or whatever, which is this Flesh Made Fear and Echoes of the Living. I think it's the next three on my list to play. But it's definitely one of those that like kind of immediately made me go, yes, very much.
Yeah, I do. I really like the look of this. Yeah.
I think we've actually featured it in one of our showcases, I think earlier this year or last year. So we have been definitely keeping tabs on it. It's one of those that, as Phil mentioned, it really did pique our interest in it. So it's good to finally see it, because I think it was announced to release a lot earlier this year and then it got delayed.
Okay.
But no, it's good to finally see that it's come out. So
okay. All right. Well, let's see how it did. Already got some scores in the chat. Danka saying 8 out of 10. Gozzo, 8 out of 10. Sticky Knievel. Hello, Sticky Knievel. Welcome on in. How you doing? Lovely. 8.5 out of 10 from Sticky Knievel. So she's pretty hyped for that one. iQuell saying a 7.5. And Ems is torn. She's like, oh, I'm in between a 7.5 and an 8. I can't do a 7.75 because it just messes up the whole system. But but she says, but I'm saying an 8. There you go. Dave Johnson says 8 terrified mags out of 10. Thank you, Dave. I just probably would scare the shit out of me. I'm not going to lie. I'm going to see if we can fit this in for a stream in January. I know it's a bit late, But there's not that many games that come out in January, so I'm going to see if there's a couple of games that I've noted, see if I can chuck them in before we get into all the new stuff that comes out. Ems is definitely saying 8. Retro Shazar 8. Everyone's going for 8s here. Kindred 8. Flame 8. Em said I had to bump it up to an 8 for the amount of times I'll probably poo my pants playing it. Will, we'll start with you this time. What do you reckon this got?
I think I'm going to have to go with the crowd and say 8.
Okay, you're going with an 8?
Scream 8, yeah.
Okay, Phil?
See, it's a tough one because I've seen a lot of like extremely positive reviews. But at the same time, like I know like more mainstream outlets tend to, while they'll send out the Souls-like fanatic to play Souls-likes, and they always get like high.
Yeah.
We seem to send someone who doesn't like survival horror to play survival horror. I used to like survival horrors, but they're a bit old hat now, aren't they? They're a bit, so they always get scored down a bit. Like I think there'll be those like people who really appreciate it and like bring it higher, like the 9s and 10s, but then that kind of mainstream thing will probably pull it down to, I'm going to say 8.5, being optimistic.
Okay, all right, going for an 8.5. And Dave, what say you?
I was thinking of 7.5.
7.5. Oh, I've got covered all bases again, right? Okay.
Yeah.
All right, okay. This is great. This makes my life so much easier remembering it all. There you go. All right, folks. This is your last chance. This is Total Chaos, which came out on Thursday, the 20th of November on PC, Xbox Series X and S, PS5, and you can get it on Game Pass literally right now. If there are no more scores in the chat, I can tell you that this there's going to be, the mods are going to be very overworked because this did get an 8 out of 10. There you go. Will is 2 for 2. Oh, no, you're technically 2 for 2. Game Awards, because Phil got one, Will's got one. So yeah, can we get another shout out for the Horror Game Awards? Go check out the website. Again, if you want to sign up for co-stream, if you want to nominate some of your favorite games, you've got 2 days to do it. Go click that link. That link will be appearing in the chats very shortly. And congratulations to all the following people: Flame, Kindred, Retro Shazar, M, Dave Johnson. I bet Em's great. She went from the 7.5 to the 8. She changed her mind, but she's happy about that. Gozzo and Danka, well done to all of you. You will be getting shout-outs in the chat. There you go. And while those shout-outs are being done, let's talk about our first news story, which came out the back end of last week, because it was announced that there was a new TV series taken from a well-known game franchise that is going to be coming to Hulu and FX over in America, which means it's going to be on Disney Plus over here. And that is Far Cry. They are basically turning Far Cry into a TV series. And it's being brought to us by Rob McElroy, who's obviously the guy that owns half of Wrexham FC. And obviously from It's Always Sunny in Philadelphia. And also Noah Hawley, who is well known for doing the Alien Earth TV series, which landed this year, and obviously the very well-known Fargo TV series. Now, what they basically said is that Noah Hawley wants to take it down the route of Fargo. So if you're not familiar with the Fargo TV series, each series is a different set of stories set in different time periods. Some of them do connect, but not always. And what he said is, if this gets light, each series will be set in a different place and a different time period, just like the Far Cry games. But what's interesting is Rob McElroy will also star in it, but he will be featured in every series. So it's not clear whether he's going to be the same character or play different characters, which might get a bit weird. But I don't know. It depends how they do it. So that's all the information we've got. We're not quite sure when that's going to land because obviously it's only just been announced. But for those in the UK, you'll get it on Disney Plus, and obviously in America, you've got the choice between FX and Hulu. So a Far Cry TV series. I have loved some of the Far Cry games, but I've also equally hated some of the Far Cry games. So I think this better suits a TV series than it does a film adaptation. But what do we think, guys? I'll start with Dave, and we'll work our way around what people's opinions are, and then chat, get your thoughts in as well.
It's got some good people behind it, so it's got a chance that it might be decent, but without seeing any sort of trailers or know who's going to be in it, it's really hard to say. And it depends what exactly they're going to follow. Are they going to sort of follow the storylines from the games. They're going to try and come up with some original stuff.
Yeah.
Because if they're going to follow the games, then I would have thought the third one will probably be the best place to start from, because that is still the best of the Far Cry games. They've all been a bit sort of, for me, especially downhill since the third one. That was definitely its peak. So for a TV series, that'd be a cool place to start.
Yeah.
And if they're going to have one guy playing the same character across like multiple seasons, I think there was the odd character that did pop up in multiple games. I think there was a character called Herc, who I know was definitely in the third one. I think did pop up in the fourth.
I remember
some sort of mercenary. So it's possible you could have a character like that pop up, maybe.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, it'd be interesting to see what they do with this one, because, as I say, decent people behind it. Because Fargo is good. I've heard good things about Alien Earth, but have yet to actually watch it.
I've not watched it yet either. It's just sitting in my queue there. I'm still watching Only Murders in the Building, but that's next on my list. So I'm a bit behind.
Oh, yeah, I'm way behind on shows.
Yeah, in fact, I think I've got the 5th season of Fargo on my Disney Plus queue as well, because that's on there, I think. So I need to catch up with that. Will, your thoughts? Are you a Far Cry fan?
I am a Far Cry fan. Yeah, I really liked 4. 3 and 4 were definitely really peak for me. It's got to be make or break depending on the villains. I think like every Far Cry game has always had a strong villain.
Yeah,
that has made the story, and if they can nail that within the TV series, then I think it will be a great show. But it's all make or break on that, I think.
Yeah, definitely. Phil, your thoughts?
Yeah, well, I mean, I've not played the Far Cry games, but at the same time, my kind of relationship with TV adaptations of video games is that the ones I've enjoyed have been ones based on games I've never played.
Right. Okay.
So
this could work out, maybe.
Yeah, because like I enjoyed the Fallout TV series. Never played Fallout.
That's good.
I've obviously played a lot of Resident Evil. The less said about those adaptations, the better.
Best to forget they exist,
especially that TV show.
Yeah,
but they are filming. They are. I'm going to say. I'm sorry to interrupt you, Phil, but they are filming a brand new Resident Evil film at the moment.
The Zach Cregger one. It'll be interesting to see what happens. I think there's already been behind the scenes footage of running zombies, so I don't know what to make of that. But yeah, like, so it's kind of a mixed bag. And again, like, someone who plays a lot of The Last of Us and speed runs it and stuff, and then my thoughts on season 2 are a whole 2 hours show in itself. But yeah, so if they did, like, I think I like the idea of an anthology as well. Like, I was a big fan of True Detective, and like, kind of like, obviously some seasons were better than others and kind of things, but that kind of idea of you tied into a story, they just tell a complete story and then move on and tell another complete story and stuff like that. Because some stuff, I mean, I love a franchise, I love a series, I love a sequel, but sometimes things just need to stop, you know? And like, I think having a definitive that, like, right, we're going to tell this story in this many episodes has got like a appeal to it, I think. Particularly, the only stuff I've seen from this guy, I think I watched his first season of Legion, which I remember vaguely enjoying.
Yeah, I really enjoyed that. Yeah.
Probably not quite as much as I enjoyed the film. Oh, that's an aside. But yeah, I did enjoy that. So we'll see, I guess.
Yeah. Yeah, I forgot he did that. No, I did enjoy that. And it's funny, you've just reminded me now that I've not watched the series with Jodie Foster of True Detective. And I'm like, shit, that's another thing I need to stick on the backlog.
I'd say that 1 and 4 are the 2 best seasons. Yeah. Like, then I might be getting this wrong. It's been a while, so I think it's 1, 4, 2, 3 is my kind of preference order.
Okay,
I think.
Yeah, I'll have to. Because the Jodie Foster one's number 4, isn't it? Right. Anyway, we're going off topic. But anyway, I need to watch that. That's the only one I've not seen. So we'll do that. Right, let's see what people are saying in chat. I haven't played the games enough to have a huge opinion on it, but I think TV adaptations have come a long way. Just look at The Last of Us. Yeah, season 1. And Fallout. Now, Kindred's got a good point. The one actor appeared in every season of American Horror Story as different characters, so it could work the same way. That's true, because they also had different people in multiple different actors and actresses that appeared in multiple series of American Horror Story. So yeah, that could work exactly. It doesn't have to be that thing. And in fact, there was ones where then they played characters they before and they tied it in, which made it even more confusing. So it was the same person playing different characters, but it did work. It could work. However, it would make them easier to cancel the show too if it's not connected every series. If it doesn't work out, true. But we'll see. Icol says, I want to know when they adapt Blood Dragon. That was the best Far Cry. That was the one set in the science future with Michael Biehn from the Terminator and Aliens. That was great fun.
That would be a cool one to see on TV.
Yeah. Whether they do that or not, I don't know. So we'll see. We'll see. But when we find out more, we will talk about more of it on this very show. Let's move on to our next game of the night. This came out on Friday, the 21st of November. Now, I got sent a copy of this, and I was in two minds to stream it. And in the end, I decided not to stream it. But I did play it for the whole 2 weekends ago. This came out on PS4, 5, Xbox Series X, S1, Switch, and PC, and is based on the very much loved horror films that have been coming out over the last 3 or 4 years, I should say. This is Terrifier, the arcade game. Let's have a look at this.
I love it.
It wasn't easy.
Thank you.
There you go. That is Terrifier, the arcade game, which came out on Friday, the 21st of November. So I played a fair chunk of this. And Ems says the one thing she does know about the music slaps in the game. I will say the soundtrack for the game is very, very good. But this is the first of two side scrollers that we're going to be talking about tonight. So, Dave, tell us a little bit more about this one.
Yeah, this is a retro-inspired side scroller. So, think back to your classic like Streets of Rage games or the more recent Ninja Turtles, Shredder's Revenge, that type of game. This is, I believe, an original story in the Terrifier sort of universe. It's not trying to follow any of the films, but it's one of those ones where some film producers are trying to make movies about Art's antics that he's been up to, all his murderous sprees he's been on.
Yeah.
But him and his cohorts don't want that to happen, so they go to the film sets and basically try to kill everyone to stop it happening. Gameplay, I saw of it the other day. I didn't actually think it looked like a very good side scroller. It looked quite sort of slow and a bit boring, to be quite honest. I can see it's got the style there for the characters from Terrifier. So you've got Art and whoever the other ones are.
I didn't know who the other characters
who they are.
I didn't know who they were.
Yeah, but I just thought the gameplay just looked very sort of slow and say very dull. Whilst it's got like its sort of gory finisher moves, they looked a bit sort of awkward to pull off. Graphic wise, it doesn't really look anything particularly special. As you say, we've got another type of this game coming later, and that to me looks like the better one. Well, we'll get to that. We'll talk about it more then. But this one just looks quite weak. I think it's probably one more for the fans. I think probably everyone else will probably just ignore it.
Yeah,
something better to play. So one for the fans only, I would say, for this.
Okay. Who wants to take this one first?
Do you want to go, Will?
Volunteers.
Yeah, no, I don't mind. Because I think they've also produced some other games. I think they did a Halloween one.
Are they the guys that did the Halloween and the Evil Dead one last year?
Yes, yeah,
because those were good.
Yeah. And to be fair, I've been keeping a track on this one because obviously for the Horror Game Award stuff, we have a spreadsheet literally of hundreds. I think we're over 1,000 now horror games that have released this year. And it's just one of those games that I don't think I'd get into. So to be fair, I don't have the time. So any games that I want to play, I couldn't play. But it's definitely, I think, as you said, I think it's definitely for the fans. Like it's a brand new story for the Terrifier. And obviously the fans are very dedicated. So I think they'll definitely be picking it up. Yeah.
Phil, what do you reckon?
Well, Well, just in terms of like M's comment about the soundtrack, I will say it like one of our jury members got in there right away. It is nominated for best soundtrack. So,
oh, nice. Okay, yeah. Music is very, very good, I will say.
Yeah, like I mean, I love a good side scroller. Like I really enjoyed Shredder's Revenge and that sort of thing recently. I'd probably give it a go. Like you say, it's not my usual type of game.
Yeah.
But yeah, I'd probably give it a go just to kind of see what it's like, particularly if it's on like Game Pass or something. I don't know whether it is, but
it's not at the moment. But I can see that probably popping up.
Yeah, it's it didn't catch my eye in terms of like as Dave was saying, like the gameplay didn't appear as flashy as some of the others. But yeah, I'd give it a go, but I don't know. It's not kind of something that's like leapt out at me in the way that some others have.
All right. Okay. All right. Well, let's see how it did. Folks, get your scores in now for Terrifier, the arcade game. Danka is saying a 6. Gozzo is saying a 6. iQuell is saying a 5.5 for this one. Ems is saying a 6. Flame is saying a 6. So I'll let chat get Sticky Knievel saying a 6.5. Dave Johnson saying a 6. Retro Shazar also saying it's that thing. Everyone's kind of going for that mid ground. They think it's going to be great. Didn't see it. Oh, Kindred missed the trailer. Didn't see it, so I'll say a 6. There you go. Well, it worked for iQuell. It might work for you, Kindred. There you go. I'll start with you, Phil, for this one. What do you reckon this got?
I'm just kind of like weighing up where it's going to sit. I think it probably will be in the sort of 6, somewhere between 6 and 4.
Okay.
I'm going to say, put a pin in it. Let's say 5.5.
Okay, 5.5. All right. M says, I don't know many games like this that score especially highly in reviews, so we'll have to see. Dave, what do you reckon?
I'll try a 6 for this one.
You're going for a 6 as well. Okay, following the chat. Will?
Yep. I think to make a nice even spread, I'm going to go 5.
Go 5, right? Okay. I like how you're working this. Like they haven't even planned this. This is nice. It's good. Okay, folks. Last chance. This is Terrifier, the Artcade game, which came out on Friday, the 21st of November on PS4, 5, Xbox Series X and S, PC, and Nintendo Switch. And if there are no more scores in the chat, I can tell you that this got a 6 out of 10.
Nice.
So it did okay. I'm going to say it's one of those games that you'll play in a weekend and then probably never play again. I enjoyed it. I completed it on my first run. So it's not that difficult. I didn't know who the other 3 characters were. I'm not going to lie. But there are some interesting special moves and things you can do. But once you've used them up, because there's only 3 for each character, you're kind of like, you've seen it all. And I did play some of the other modes, like the never-ending wave mode, and I got to wave 50, and I kind of got fed up because apparently it goes up to 100, so I got bored of that. And there's a boss rush mode. But because I completed the game on the first run through, I was kind of like, I can't see me playing this again, unfortunately. It's like, it's a bit of fun. So it's okay, in my opinion. I don't know whether it deserves a 6 or not. I think it's slightly less. For me personally, it is a bit slow and it is a bit chuggy compared to some other fighting games, like say like Shredder's Revenge. It's a bit. So there you go. But the reviewers gave it a 6 on average. So if you like the look of it, go check it out. But I'd say wait until it turns up on a service to get it, or wait until it's in a sale or something. So there you go.
Get the soundtrack on Spotify.
Yeah, play the soundtrack on Spotify. Because do you know what? It's probably what was keeping me going through it, especially the Horde mode. Because doing 50 levels of it, I was like, it was probably the music, because the music slaps. So I was like quite happy with that. So not watching the trailer is the best way to get the right score. It has been approved that 2 people have done that and it has worked. Congratulations to, let's see, Kindred, Retro Shazar, Dave Johnson, Flame, M, Gozzo, and Danka have all got that right. And again, the Horror Game Awards link will appear in the chat if it hasn't already done. Go click on that link if you want to nominate for your favourite horror games. You've only got 2 days to do it. Moving on to our fourth game, which came out Tuesday last week. We're slowly catching up now. This came out on PC, Xbox Series X and S. And look, there's plenty of, there you go. There's loads of links for the Game Awards. There you go. You can't miss it, folks. PC, Xbox Series X and S, and PS5. And this is, and I'm going to say it the way it's spelled, is A.I.L.A. There you go. A bit more horror, but with more of a sci-fi and VR tinge onto this one. Looks pretty good. Dave, tell us more about this one, please.
Yeah, so in this one, your character's a tester of like various game systems, and he gets tasked to test out this new sort of VR headset by the look of it, and it's controlled by an AI, and the AI starts manipulating the images and events that you're seeing by like sort of personalizing it from like the character's like own like sort of fears and things that have happened to them in their life. So it creates all these like horrific sort of dreamscapes for you to sort of navigate through and try and survive. Looks like there's a decent mix of stuff from what they showed in the trailer. Looks like some decent sort of combat as well. And I guess there's a bit of a sort of puzzle solving as well in this one. Yeah. It looks like it probably be a decent sort of psychological horror game. Probably not one that I would go and play, but graphic wise, sound wise, it looked pretty decent.
Yeah. Ems said in the chat, I've been so hyped for AILA to come out since the first trailer released. I've not played it yet, but I believe that it's not been running particularly well. Okay, interesting. Guys, which one you would like to go first on this one?
Well, I've played Pulsar Trick Studios' previous game that they brought up before this, which was Phobia Saint Infinite Hotel. That's Phobia spelled F-O-B-I-A, just to confuse anyone. It's a similar sort of thing in terms of like first person survival horror. It's like kind of plays similar to like RE7.
Yeah.
Even to the point that you have a male character who gets shouted at down the phone by a woman. But that game, I really enjoyed that game when that came out. So like I think it got overshadowed that year because that was the same year that Signalis came out, and also The Chant, which are both like absolutely excellent games. But that was a really good, solid game, which was definitely worth a playthrough. And I think from what I've seen, this is probably going to fit in the same sort of category. Like I don't know anything about PC issues, which sadly seems par for the course for so many games these days. But if you play it on console, I guess that might not be as much of an issue.
True. Yeah. Will, your thoughts?
Yeah, no, it was. We've been following them for quite some time, and we've spoken them and featured, I think, on every showcase we've had this year. And it's one of those that we've been following for quite some time. Because, me and Philip are both big fans of Phobia. And it was, greatly overshadowed. But no, they're Brazilian devs, and Phobia was their first game. And you can tell from the jump from Phobia to this one, they're definitely getting their chops straight into development now. They're getting there with it. And I think support it as much as you can.
Nice. Okay. Well, let's see how well it did. So we've got a couple of scores in the chat already. Danker's like, not sure, but a 7. Goz are going for a 7. Ems is saying a 7. But get your scores in the chat right now for AILA. Flame is saying a 7. Look, you watch, everyone's just going to go save 7. All right? I can see how this is going. Yeah, Dave, we'll start with you this time. What do you reckon this guy?
I'll go with the safe 7.
Safe 7. Kindra's like, fuck it, 7 then. Yay, someone said something different. Retro Shazar said 7.5. There we go. Will, what do you reckon?
I'm going to go with what it should get, a 10.
A 10. Okay. All right.
I'm good. Like, again, this is because I'm trying to. This is not my review of the game. This is purely what I think the outlets, because again, they always seem to put someone on that doesn't like the genre. Don't know why they do it, but they do. And I think something like this, if it unless it's something like that, like has a particular like fan base which is really loud to pull the score up, like Total Chaos.
Yeah,
I think it probably sits around that 7. So I'm going to say 7.
Okay, going for a 7. Phil, Dave Johnson, do you want me to round you up or round you down? Because I can't do fuck all with that. Let me know. There you go. iQual, there's always one awkward bugger, isn't there, in chat? iQual saying a 6. Okay. Dave says neither. Okay. I'll put you as a 9 out of 10 then. So just for that. Last chance, folks. This is AILA or A.I.L.A, whichever way you want to say it, on Tuesday, which came out last Tuesday on PC, Xbox Series X and S, and PS5. He says it better be a 9. Well, if it's not, there's fuck all you can do about it. Let's have a look and see what it got. If in doubt, go for a safe 7.
Safe 7.
There you go. Safe 7 out of 10. So there you go. Well done, Phil. Again. Basically, again, Horror Game Awards will be appearing in the chat. Go click on there. And if you do fancy co-streaming it, go apply it on there. And you can see all the nominations and all the information and where you can watch it on Saturday, the 13th of December. We'll get to your shout out in a bit because your first one for tonight. But also, well done to the following people. Kindred, Flame, Ems, Gozzo, and Danker. And do you know what, Dave Johnson? Go on, give yourself a shout out just because I deliberately went for a fall there because I'm the only one who knows the scores. So there you go. Now, Dave isn't a streamer here. So we have to give him a shout out in a different way. If you're on the Twitch chat, you can do !Dave and it gives him a different kind of shout out. But trust me, guys, this is top quality entertainment, what you're about to see here. What would you like? How would you like your shout out?
You can start off with the spinning on the chair.
Spinning on the chair. All right. This is what, everyone tunes in to see this. Not me, not him, just this. This is what it's all about. Get ready, folks. Here you go. Dave! There you go.
Production values, eh?
Do you know what? We really pushed the 2p budget up to 4p this year, didn't we? We've done really good. We've done really good. Dave says, I hate this bit, I know, because he's like, bloody hell, my ears. We love spinning shout outs, we do. Muted the stream, I don't blame you. I don't blame you. Let's move on to some more gaming news. Now, I want to say thank you, because I know sometimes people send me news stories as well as ones that I collate. So I want to say a big shout out to Dave Johnson. He's just muted the stream, so he probably won't hear this, because he was the one. Oh, and on that note, I'm going to wait because we have just had a raid over on Twitch. Oh, a little dance. Hello to Atomic Moonchild. Thank you so much for the raid. Welcome on in, everyone. How's it going? Vamp Queen, how you doing? Lovely to see you. Welcome on in. Mooney, lovely to see you. Great to see you. Supernova, hello. Little Smokestorm, welcome on in. You lovely, lovely people. Welcome on in. This is Tuesday Night Gaming Chat, and I am here with my co-host Dave and our guests tonight, Phil and Will from the Horror Game Awards. There. Thank you so much, Mooney. If you are watching on Twitch, there's a little heart that's just appeared on the top of the Twitch chat. Go click like, because she is awesome. And she's also one of the amazing team that helps put the Twitch Manchester events together, which we've got to do next week. There you go. She says, hi, fellas. There you go. Thank you for the shout out. You're very, very welcome. Welcome on in, everyone. We are just about to talk about a news story. I was just about to thank someone. So thank you so much for that raid. But Dave Johnson sent me this news story because I'll be honest, this passed me by because sometimes I get sent so much stuff I didn't see it. So thank you, Dave, for sorting this one out. Gilfly, good evening. Hello, buddy. Good to see you. So apparently, Ubisoft announced that there is going to be no more DLCs for this year's Assassin's Creed Shadows. And this has kind of annoyed people slightly because when the game was first announced, they were saying that there's going to be a season pass. And obviously back in September, we got the first DLC, which we talked about on this very show, Claws of Algier. And they basically had already announced that the season pass wasn't going to happen. So anyone that had kind of bought that, they kind of then refunded that to the people and then gave them this DLC in September free of charge because they've stated that there's going to be no DLCs, no more DLCs. The weird thing is, literally 2 weeks ago, they brought out a DLC for Assassin's Creed Mirage, which came out 2 years ago. So that got its first DLC. That game came out 2 years ago. Obviously, it's a lot shorter game than the new Shadows. But people are kind of like, well, if you've done a DLC for that, why aren't you doing for that? Because for another one for Shadows, because normally you get, with a lot of Ubisoft games, you get 2 or 3 DLCs. And with the last couple of Assassin's Creed games, that has been the case because with Assassin's Creed Origins, they did 2 DLCs. Assassin's Creed Odyssey, they did 2. And Valhalla, there was 3 and a ton of other extra mission content, which made the game something like 285 hours to complete if you did everything, which is insane because I don't know how many people would actually do that. But there you go. Dan Gainton says, I've got to sneak off, mate. Not feeling well tonight. Get well soon, mate. Get well soon. Have a good rest of stream. Take care. Thank you for being here. At least thank you for being here for watching the first half. Greatly appreciate. Get well soon, buddy. So this is the funny thing because people now feel a little bit cheated because they're now like, well, if this is the case, does that mean that they're literally, that's it, they're done with the game? Because there was talk of a year 1 pass and a year 2 pass, and now none of that's kind of coming to fruition. And as we saw with Star Wars Outlaws, they kind of outlined when that came out last summer, there was going to be DLCs for that, but you knew that when the last one came out, that's it, game's done. And the last one of those came out early this spring. So it does feel like they've sent this game out to death, which is odd because it has reviewed well and it has actually done better than people are expecting because everyone was kind of like, it's been delayed, it's delayed, it's delayed. Oh, it's going to suck. And it didn't. It didn't. But I don't think it was as well received by the public compared to the reviewers out there. So why do we think this has happened, gentlemen? That's the question I'm going to put out there. Dave, I'll start with you. Chat. Get your opinions in and let us know, chat, if you were looking forward to another Assassin's Creed DLC. And if you did buy the season pass, do you feel cheated? Let us know. Dave, I'll kick off with you, my friend.
Well, there wasn't a season pass to buy, because you mentioned a bit earlier. They cancelled that early on with all the delays. So
okay, so that got cancelled before the game came out.
Yeah. So you couldn't buy a season pass that promised 2 updates. If you could have done, they would have had to do 2 updates because you would have paid for it, or they would have had to refund or something like that. But yeah, they cancelled that a while back. So they'd only ever announced, I think, the first one, kind of what it was going to be. They'd never really said anything about the second one. So it probably doesn't matter a huge amount, sort of narrative-wise to the game that there's no second one, because I think all the sort of dangling story threads from the main game were resolved in first major DLC. So there's nothing story-wise hanging out there. So, quite what they would have done with the second one, who knows? I mean, we see them do like daft things to the Far Cry games with their DLCs.
Yeah.
If they were going to do anything like that, it might not have been that good and not worth the wait, because they can be a bit hit and miss, some of these things.
Yeah.
I think they're still planning to do some sort of more sort of minor updates next year for it. It's not, as I say, it's not like a big expansion suddenly appears. It's just occasional updates throughout the year, which I guess might add like an extra mission in there, or a little Easter egg, or like cosmetics that you can get in the game. They're probably going to just drop some stuff like that and just to keep people going. But as for why they cancelled it, maybe they kind of decided that as they won't be getting like season pass money from people who would have to pay for that to get it right, they thought it's not worth the resources, because it costs a lot of people a lot of time to make something more. They probably decided let's just leave it, move the resources onto something else. You know, we know they've got more Assassin's Creed games coming out.
Yeah, that's true.
Might move them over to work on those, get those in a better state.
So the question is then, why is it 2 years later that we get a DLC for a game that was previous to this one then?
I don't know. I think some people at the time suggested it maybe to do with some of the investments they were getting.
There was Saudi Arabia money.
Saudi Arabia, yeah. So they did it for that reason.
Yeah.
So who knows? Maybe if Japanese or whatever throw in some money for Shadows, maybe we'll get more for that. I
mean, I doubt it because Ubisoft kind of pissed the Japanese off with this game, but after certain things. But but then again, maybe other influences might come in and do that. Icar said maybe it's all to do with the whole Tencent thing, because obviously like Ubisoft have been known that they've been selling shares and stuff off. And then you go, maybe it's something to do with Ubisoft being in the shit, the finances, the staff, the low performing games. Again, they might have looked at the sales figures for that DLC that came out in September and gone, it's not worth doing the second one. So that's interesting. Will, Phil, your thoughts on this? What could have caused this to happen?
I think what they're probably doing is they're probably, as they mentioned in the chat, they're in the shit at the moment, aren't they?
Yeah.
Like pretty much from every direction, they're getting flack for stuff.
Yeah.
So I think probably what they're doing is they're streamlining everything. They're in the back end. They're probably going, right, we need to have our sort of Trojan horse, our golden product that we need to release to get everything back on track. So let's clear our backlog of what we've been working on. So they've probably had that DLC from Mirage working in the background somewhere. And they've just gone, do you know what? Let's clear out all those different bits. And then we can have everyone dedicated to working on the next product to move forward.
Yeah. Okay. All right. Phil, your thoughts?
Yeah, I mean, I think Will's probably hit the nail on the head in terms of like why it's happened. I'm kind of in two minds about this for like different reasons. So on the one hand, like with DLC and kind of the fact that it's not being updated, if there was a season pass involved and people paid money with the expectation of more, there's be a different thing. But I think there's nothing necessarily wrong, like I was saying before, about like having stories like have an end and stuff like that. There's something kind of a bit destructive about the idea of like that all games need to have this never-ending like stream of content coming out constantly, because obviously that's all kind of fed by the kind of game creation being driven by investors rather than by like developers and like people who actually like enjoy the stories and the art and everything else. On the other hand, the kind of like counter to that, I suppose, is them not doing it is probably not them embracing that philosophy. Is probably more them kind of cutting costs and all that sort of stuff. And then obviously the other thing that cuts costs is like developer layoffs at some point. So it's like in isolation, there's not necessarily anything wrong with not having a DLC. Nothing needs to have an eternal content roadmap, in my opinion. But given everything else that's going on, it's probably a bad sign.
Yeah. And that thing is, we're supposed to be getting at the Game Awards the first trailer for the Prince of Persia Sands of Time thing, which has been in development hell for God knows how long, but they're saying it's happening. But that really means that's the only kind of thing that we know that they're doing next year, apart from stuff that they will maybe churn out. iCross says they are moving all their main IPs to the spin-off company. Wouldn't surprise me if they went bump and at some point to write off all the debt and just moved it over to the spin-off company. It's been known to happen. The old. Let's change the name and director to get rid of all the debts and pretend new company tactic. Not just done with games, also done with some gaming events. Just saying. There you go. I've got to get a dig in somehow. I'm not going to say what to do. Yeah, got to do it. I'm going to stay stum now because before I get a slap wrist. But yeah, I did like Assassin's Creed Shadows. This is the sad thing. I really, really, really did like it. But it didn't grab me enough to go, oh, yeah, it's Assassin's Creed's back, which is a shame, really.
It's just one of those franchises that's been going on for so long now.
Yeah.
I think you do get to the point where people do get a bit of franchise fatigue.
Mm.
It had a few controversies around it, didn't it, when it was coming out, which probably didn't help it. But
Yeah.
I think Ubisoft as well seem to have so many like long, protracted development cycles. Yeah, I think they're still making Beyond Good and Evil 2 somewhere in the background. That's been going for years. They pissed away 8 years on that Skull and Bones, and that was a bag of crap when it came out. Yeah, bound to be other stuff sitting there in the back taking forever to get anywhere. Money just getting poured down the drain.
Mm-hmm.
The last one I played was Valhalla, and that like the main game gave me fatigue because I got to like I've done everything I could, and like the achievements were on like 38%, and I was just like, oh, sod that. And then I did one of the DLCs or started it, and then just kind of like got fed up and give up and moved on to something else. So I was just like, eh. And that's my Assassin's Creed experience ended.
Yeah, it's like done. It's I've not even finished Shadows. I've done a fair chunk of it, but I don't know whether I'll get back to it. Maybe I'll have some time over Christmas and jump back on it, but I don't know. We'll have to see. He said, do they have any other IPs that can make them money with now as they burn player base too many times? I mean, there's talk of the Black. We talked about this on the show last week. There's the Black Flag remake if it gets actually properly announced because it's allegedly leaked. So we'll find out about that soon. I suppose the only other things, Just Dance is, as you know, is very popular as always, and they'll churn that out every year.
Rainbow Six Siege, that's one of the popular ones.
Yeah, that keeps going well. Yeah. But they've not really got anything else to. Yeah, there's no new Far Cry been announced, and Far Cry 6 didn't do that well for them, unfortunately. Even though I enjoyed that,
I like 6.
Yeah, but
I'm sure they've got a ton of IP just sitting like in a back room somewhere that they just ignore because I think same as like all the other big AAA publishers, they just seem to be focused on these big franchises now, forgetting about everything else. So they're putting their eggs in there. Not spreading themselves around enough, I think. They could do with making some smaller games, shorter games.
Well, again, look, I'm going to say this again. It was cruelly overlooked by critics, but Prince of Persia and the Lost Crown, which came out last year, was in my top 5 games of the year. Was a great, short and sharp Metroidvania, something really different. Loved it to bits. It didn't get anywhere near as much recognition as it should have. I adored that game. It was such good fun. But there you go. But then Kindred says, yeah, they got more IP than Bungie at least. Well, we talked about that last week. They're on thin ice as it is Bungie, so we'll see. Well, we'll have to see what gets announced over the next couple of months and if there's anything big on the horizon or whether Ubisoft are just going to fade into the distance. Let's move on to our next game. We're now catching up with some more modern games. This came out last Tuesday on PC, PS5 and Xbox Series X and S. And this is also from a long-standing series, but it's now kind of had a bit of a reboot for the second time. And this is Projekt Motor Racing. Let's have a look at the trailer for this.
Rated E for everyone.
pressure, then make your move.
There you go. So that is Projekt Motor Racing, which came out last Tuesday for PC, Xbox Series X and S, PS5. Dave, tell us more about this one, please.
Yeah, this is a new sim racer. This comes from a new studio, I think called Straight Four Studios, who are made up of, I think, a lot of devs who used to be part of Slightly Mad Studios, who were well known for the Project Cars series.
Yep.
So this is kind of like following on from that legacy. They're trying to handle, motorsport across various eras. I think you've got like classic cars, classic race you can take part in, as well as lots of stuff from the more modern era. From what I've seen of it, graphic wise looks pretty good. The cars look decent, tracks look good, audio sounds pretty good. It sounds like it's got like all the components there to be a good racing game and try and sit up there with like the best in the series, but it's just not quite there yet. Because from one of the reviews I looked at, it mentioned quite a lot of bugs are present to the game. One's almost egregious ones, like cars facing the wrong way on the start line.
Yeah, I've seen that.
Truly is quite ridiculous, and kind of surprised they let that sort of slip through. There was a lot of issues about sort of the AI, the way it works. It kind of like plays as if you're not there. It will just barge into you, knock you off the track, stuff like that. And it's apparently got a very sort of overly harsh penalty system at the moment. So if like an AI car knocks you off the track, you're the one that gets penalised for it. Not the AI car.
You weren't in the wrong.
Yeah, so it doesn't sound like it's really there yet. So I think if anyone is interested in it, I think I saw a few comments in the chat from people who sound like they are. It's probably worth waiting a while on this one, I'd say, because the studio have done good work in the past. With the previous development studio making Project Cars. So just good people there can clearly make a good game, but it just sounds like it needs a little bit more work. Perhaps would have done better coming out as like an early access title for a bit, because people might be a bit more forgiving of some of these things in early access, which you wouldn't be in like a 1.0 release game, especially when cars are facing the wrong way on the start line. That is just daft. Something major like that slip through. So maybe give it 6 months, keep an eye on the Steam review, see if they start trending upwards. Because as mentioned, a lot of negative reviews about it. So, unfortunately.
Okay. All right. Guys, who would like to take this one first? Or is that neither of you?
Well, it's a genre that I have a little bit of a stickler with. Like these kind of sim racing games, you need to have the setup for it.
Yeah.
I don't see much point sitting in front of a screen with a controller, like a standard controller, playing these kind of games. Like I've experienced Gran Turismo with a VR helmet and like the proper force feedback chair, and it is amazing. Honestly, if I had one and I could afford one, I would have one. It is insane to play. But just having that controller and sitting there doesn't do much for me. But it's if you've got the right equipment for it, it's an amazing thing.
Okay. All right. Phil?
Yeah, I'm gonna show my age a bit when say I haven't played a racing game since Road Rash.
Hey!
Cracking in there.
But yeah, I mean, from what has been said, like they're being like so buggy on launch and stuff, that's a real shame and that sort of stuff. But yeah, I mean, I was never any good at this sort of game anyway. Like, to be honest, like it was never something I could get to grips with and be like do any good at. So it kind of very quickly faded out of my interest, like multiple console generations ago. So yeah, I mean, I wish I could have more to say about it, but that's all I can say is just
no, that's fine.
That's
fine. Don't worry. Look, hey, that's why we cover all different games on this show, because some are like horses for courses, and some are like, I wouldn't touch that with a 50-foot barge pole. It's all good. It's all good. But yeah, Road Rash was a That was awesome. They still have Road Rash. Okay, folks. What do you think this got? Get your scores in the chat. We've already got Danka and Gozzo saying a 6 out of 10 for this one. Retro Jazar saying a 6.5. But I will start with. Let's think. Let's see. Let's go with Will on this one.
Okay.
Oh, I won't do this to you, Phil. I won't jump on this one because I know you're not so keen. But go on, Will. What do you reckon?
Yeah. Well, if it seems to be that it's coming out and it's quite a buggy game, then I can understand it being reviewed quite negatively. So I'm going to go with a 5.
Okay, going for a 5 out of 10. Phil, what do you reckon?
See, for the same reason, I was going to take a risk and go 4.
Okay.
Ooh, okay.
All right. Okay. Dave?
I think I'll try a 6.
Okay, going for a 6 out of 10. All right. We've also got Flame with a 6. iQuell with 6.5. Kindred 6. Dave Johnson fucking up the Simps system again there. Thank you, Dave. So get your scores in. This is Projekt Motor Racing, which came out last Tuesday on PC, PS5, Xbox Series X and S. Dave Johnson is now going for a 6. I'm going to tell you that obviously I've watched some of the same reviews that Dave's seeing. Obviously, I put it. I did find one that's really funny because they were saying about the penalty system being so harsh that, you know, even if you go slightly off track, it penalizes you for a couple of seconds. And if the AI knocks you off the track and it's not your fault, you get penalized. So it's literally like you get penalized for everything. But they did show that you can cheat in the game because you can go drive straight off track, get penalized for 2 seconds, then floor it and cut out half a track to then go from 8th to 1st. So there's areas that you can just basically cheat on. So it's one extreme to the other. And the penalty system seems to only penalize you if it goes in your favor. So if there's something that doesn't go in your favor, it doesn't, which makes no sense. So it's messed up. There you go. The penalty system is so harsh. Even Max Verstappen would get a penalty. Yes. But then people said not likely. Not sure about that one. Well, I can tell you that this penalty system is so harsh that on average, this game got a 5.5 out of 10.
Ouch.
On average. So it's one of them that you can wait and see if they patch it up and fix it. But like we saw last year with certain games like Test Drive Unlimited, by the time they patched it up, no one cared and no one was playing it. Because that, I'll be honest, we covered that and I did a stream of that. I was massively disappointed with that. So we'll see. Or they patch it up quick enough. It might just claw it back with a few people. But yeah, any game that starts with the cars facing the wrong way at the starting grid, so it causes a pile-up, cannot be a good thing. And if they obviously hit you, you're the one who gets penalised yet again. So that's great for that, isn't it? Well done. So there you go, a 5.5 for that. Did we get anyone that got that right? I don't think we did we? People were close.
I'm not seeing anyone. I think everyone's like...
No, so we've caught
like
everyone out.
Really.
Yeah, 6s on the other side. No one got that right. But yeah, 5.5 for that. Let's move on.
Everyone was too optimistic except for me and Will.
yeah. You two were probably closer. You were going with the 4. And that,
like, no, I was just write down. Let's just.
Let's have a look at our 6th game tonight. This came out on Wednesday. This is on PC and Switch, and this is called Detective. This is Detective Instinct Farewell, My Beloved. Let's have a look at this one. This does remind me of those games you used to get on the DS. Those little detective games you get on the DS. It gives me those kind of vibes in that way. Probably that's why it is on PC and Switch, this one. But it's also got that Murder on the Orient Express vibe as well for this one.
Oh, yeah, definitely does.
So. Yeah. So, Dave, tell us a little bit more about this one.
Yeah, this one's a visual novel, sort of adventure game, murder mystery, as you say. It's, I believe, set in the 1940s, and you're sort of controlling a pair of students who are on a cross-country train trip, and on the train, a woman just disappears, and it's one of those stories where nobody seems to remember her apart from like the two students. So they're getting involved in the investigation to try and find out what happened to her. Okay. Looks like it could be an interesting game. You say it's gone for a sort of retro sort of style to its graphics. I don't think there's any voice acting, so it's all just like text you got to read.
Yeah.
But that isn't necessarily a bad thing. Yeah, it's it looks like it could be quite a cool story. I like the idea of it. So we've seen similar things before in like other media, but I quite like that sort of idea of the story. Someone's vanished, no one seems to remember them. Yeah. So it's like a cool mystery to try and get through. And I think the sort of actions and decisions you make during the gameplay can affect the outcome as well. So might be options to replay it so you can get a different outcome as well.
Yeah, that looks pretty cool. It's funny. Dave Johnson did agree and said very DS vibes, and I said also my last phrase made little grammatical sense. Yeah, but I knew what you meant, so you're perfectly fine. Kindred says I'm waiting for Professor Layton and a new World of Steam on Switch 2. Yeah, because they did announce a new Professor Layton game, didn't they? Earlier this year. So that's at least that'll scratch that itch. But in the meantime, this might do this. Guys, your thoughts on this detective mystery game?
Give me kind of, I mean, the only reference I've got in terms of visual novels that I like know with any familiarity was the Ace Attorney series.
Yes. Yeah.
This from the trailer seemed a little less ridiculous, which I don't know, could be good or could be bad, because obviously the fact that like the Ace Attorney stuff is completely ridiculous is kind of one of the things that works in its favor. But it's good art style, seems interesting. Good missing person mystery, you know.
Yeah.
Again, I'm saying this like as sort of, I don't really play visual novels, but I'm not like, I don't obviously like seem to have more thoughts about them than I do about racing games. I don't know. So
yeah. Okay, Will, your thoughts?
No, I like these kind of games, obviously, because it gives you that nice chill vibe. So obviously, if you want to just sit back and relax and not have too much focus while you're gaming, it's one of those that you can just sit back, chill, play, and take through at your own pace.
Yeah.
So there's definitely a time and a place for these kind of games, and I love a good murder mystery.
Yeah.
I'm watching all the Murders at the Building. I've finished the most recent episode recently, and that was fantastic.
Oh,
no,
2 to go.
They got 2 to go. Oh yeah, no, I won't spoil it, but no, it's fantastic. Yeah.
So I enjoy stuff like this as well. So if I got a chance to play this, I would give this a go, because I'll be honest, I didn't know about this until literally today. Because when I was like, because there's not many games, and then lots of reviews came in, and I was like, okay, this is cool. So I'd not heard a thing about this game, but this has got me massively intrigued. So yeah, let's see what scores we've got in the chat. Danker going for an 8.5, Gozzo going for an 8.5. Dave says I rate this 8.05 out of 10. So I'm guessing I'm rounding that down to an 8 then, because he's been awkward. Phil, I'll start with you on this one. What do you reckon this got?
It seems well put together, and like it's got like a charming story. I reckon this is probably, I'm going to say 8.
Okay. Going for a high 8. Pocket Locket says, evening guys. Hey Pocket, how you doing? Lovely to see you. Thanks for being here. Flame, 7 out of 10. Retro are 7. Iquel missed the trailer again, but will he get it right? He reckons it's a 7 out of 10. Dave, what say you?
I'm going to try 7.5.
7.5. Okay. Kindred going for an 8 on this one. So we're getting quite varied scores with this one. And Will?
I think I'm going to go an 8.5.
8.5. Okay. All right. Last chance, folks. This is Detective Instinct. Farewell, my beloved. Because apparently no one remembers her. This came out last Wednesday on PC and Nintendo Switch. Go on, Pocket. I'll let you have a guess. Because some people have not seen the trailers and they've guessed it right. So maybe you'll carry that on. I'll let you have a guess. before we move on. I've put too much pressure on her now. She'll probably be like, no. 7.5 out of 10. Thank you, Pocket. That's what we're going for. Okay, folks, I can tell you that this is our highest scoring game of the night so far, because this got an 8.5. Well done, Will.
Ooh.
Very, very good. Absolutely smashed it there. So lots of shout outs in the chat for the Horror Game Awards. It is also now pinned to the top of the chat. So you've got no excuse not to click the website. You've got no excuse not to nominate some of your favorite horror games because you've got 2 days to do so. And no excuse not to find out where you can watch or even actually co-stream it yourselves. So go do it. There you go. Pocket Locker says, love the Horror Game Awards. There you go. Pocket, you'll know these guys very well then if you watch the Horror Game Awards. So there you go. There you go. There's all the links. Also, well done, Danka, and well done, Gozzo. You guys got it right. Not as good on your streak as last week. We've caught you out by 2, but you're doing pretty well. Dave says, my score had an 8 and a 5 after the decimal points, so I win. I mean, technically, no. But if you're going to pull an Eric Morecambe on me, then I suppose yes. You've got all the right numbers, but not necessarily in the right order. But there you go. Pocket's like, oh my God, yes, hey! There you go. There you go. So there we go. I think Pocket Locket is fangirling right now. seen you guys on the show. Okay, folks, let's move on to our final news story of the night, but we've still got 2 more games to talk about. And this one was an interesting one because some people are very excited, and we're hoping to find out more over the next couple of weeks about The Witcher 4, which obviously was announced last year. Now, The Witcher 4 has got a 26/27 kind of rough release date. So we might not get it next year, might get it 2027, but you don't know what's going to get announced over the next couple of weeks or so. But it was interesting because CD Projekt Red, their CEO, kind of put a very ambitious statement out. And this did make me laugh because they basically stated that because of the fact that they've moved on to Unreal Engine 5, they feel that they can push games out on a quicker turnaround than they have ever done before. And therefore, once Witcher 4 comes out, they reckon they will get Witcher 5 out 2 years after that, and Witcher 6 2 years after that, meaning that you're going to get 3 Witcher games in the space of 6 years. Now, call me skeptical, but as most of you know, that when they did Witcher 3, it was a number of years before the DLC Wild Hunt came out after that main game. And obviously, it took a number of years for Cyberpunk 2077 to actually be in decent working order after it came out in 2020. And then pretty much by late 2023, it was actually quite a decent game. So it's been a fair few years since their last game. So do you think this is just a ploy to say, hey, look, check us out? Because they're not stating it's like offshoot games, because I thought, oh, maybe that's going to be the thing. It's like, you know, it's going to be an offshoot game, so it's not a proper game. But then they can say, oh, we've done 3 games. They're actually stating, no, Witcher 4, Witcher 5, Witcher 6 in 6 years. I have no faith in CD Projekt Red, I'm not going to lie, to deliver on things on time. So what do we think?
Oh, I mean, we've seen the time frames it's taking for games to come out these days. It does seem a bit optimistic. I mean, in all fairness, it is the CEO who said that apparently. So you probably got all the devs in the background just thinking, dickhead, what's he talking about? What ain't going to happen?
Yeah.
I mean, I had a quick look to see how long it was between the last couple of Final Fantasy games. You know, the remake of 7. You know, that's like almost 4 years between the first 2 parts.
Right. Yeah.
We're waiting for the third. So, I mean, so they might be able to get it sort of close-ish, but it does seem a bit optimistic. 3 years. Yeah. They're going to be big games. They're going to be pretty impressive graphic-wise. They're going to have a lot of stuff in them. And whilst they're using Unreal Engine 5 now, and that's a fairly well-known engine, you know, people still have to get to grips with it, to a greater degree to really get things going. So unless they've really got things properly set out, they've probably got everything set out for the most part, for the entire trilogy. So they can just sort of kick off straight away after one of them comes out. They can jump straight into the next one. They've already got a head start. They've already done a shitload of pre-production. It does seem a bit optimistic. It'd be nice if it was true, because then you'd probably get like all 3 of the next Witcher games within the same console generation, which will be like the next generation on the PS6. Xbox.
That'd be good.
It'd be nice to get all the games on that same generation, but I don't know. It feels very optimistic the way we've seen game dev lengths just lengthening out in recent years.
I mean, look, what was it? Elder Scrolls 6 was announced in 2018, and we're yet to see that. And we were told a couple of weeks ago that don't expect it anytime soon. Like it's still in test phases and stuff. So I don't know about that. And then Kindred put a point was, but will it still get it out before GTA 6? I mean, who knows? Who knows? Guys, your thoughts?
I mean, it'd be nice if like game dev cycles did shorten more, because I think it's kind of getting ridiculous now. Like there's this attention to details that I think, unless you're like an engagement farmer on Twitter who has to compare everything to Red Dead Redemption 2 and how the snow melts when you throw a Molotov's cocktail at it, it doesn't matter for the gameplay. There's loads of this stuff that just does not matter. Games taking 10 years to make is kind of absurd when, I mean, graphically they look more photorealistic now than they did, but there's that curve has gone from this to kind of, very much flattening out. And then to have huge improvements in that, you have to have stuff like Hellblade 2, where you have to massively scale back any actual gameplay to make it look really, really photorealistic. I'd just rather get good games every year, honestly, good playable games with interesting story that you could play in about 10 hours and stuff. This and the only developer capable that I can see with a decent pipeline to make regular high quality AAA games year on year, they're always pumping something out, is Capcom. Everyone else is sorry, another half decade or full decade, and then we might have something that something might be a delay announcement. But that's it. So I don't know.
No,
unless they're changing the scale, or unless they're planning on massive crunch and just turning it into a sweatshop for games, then I don't know.
Well, there was talks when they were trying to get Cyberpunk out the door that people were working 7 days a week, and it all came out, didn't it, a year or so after, that people were doing ridiculous hours and everything. So people weren't treated well. So God, I hope they're not doing that, because if that is, it doesn't sit well with people. But
no.
Will, your thoughts?
Yeah, no, you'd like to think that from their experience with Cyberpunk and that whole saga in their development history, you'd like to think that they've learned from that lesson. And obviously, if they've put enough pre-writing of everything in, making it a full trilogy, writing it all ahead of time, then you can get all your VA and everything else all recorded. You'd like to think that 6 years could literally be a lot of that development for the whole thing. So, but then also, isn't there rumors of the PlayStation 6 coming out next year, or very close to that first one coming out?
Yeah.
So potentially you could be looking at a launch title or something very close to the release of a new console, which always does good for game releases.
Yeah.
If that's one of the very few. So that potentially could be what we're targeting.
Possibly. That could be a thing. You get games at launch pretty much quite near consoles at release, and they tend to do very, very well. Even for some slightly obscure ones. I mean, I know it's not obscure for the bigger market, but if you look at with the Xbox Series X and S and PS5, Like a Dragon that came out did brilliantly, and it kind of had an even bigger mass appeal. And then Kindred says, "Oh, but the problem is, will it be backwards compatible though, or at least on boot?" Well, that's the thing. And if you
it'll be both gens, I bet you, because this generation will go on way into the next one.
Because people aren't going to jump and get a console straight away.
Well, no, the companies will be looking at it money wise, set it across both platforms. That makes those more. Yeah, people won't be able to jump onto the PS6, the next Xbox straight away.
Yeah,
especially if they've already bought a PS5 Pro or whatever.
Yeah, exactly. PS6 next year would be nuts. It doesn't feel like it's generation. I think it is massively stalled, and I think that the timeline, they've just shortened the timeline on this one. I really think they need to give a few more years, really, to these generations. They've not actually had any fair chance. So, but there you go. As and when we find out more about The Witcher, and who knows, maybe in 6 years we'll be going, damn, they showed us. They put out games in 6 years, or we'll be sitting here going, well, Witcher 4 hasn't come out in 6 years time. We'll have to see what happens. So stay tuned over the next 6 years to find out what happens with that installment. There you go. People are unlikely to get a PS6 if it falls around the £700-800 mark. Yeah, people ain't going to spend that. It's crazy, but there you go. Let's move on to our last two games of the night. A little bit more of a detective mystery one again, with a splattering of horror in this one as well. This came out on Thursday on PC, Xbox Series X and S, and PS5. And this is The Last Case of John Morley. Let's have a look at this one. There you go. Last Case of John Morley. Now, I actually got sent a copy of this today, so I've not had a chance to check this out. But I will try and have a look. Pocket Locket said, this is the sort of thing I love. This does look really cool. Dave, tell us a little bit more about this one, please.
Yeah, I believe this is another 1940s set game. You're playing as a veteran detective called John Morley, who's reopening a decades-old cold case. So it involves the murder of some aristocrat's daughter. So you've got to go and try and find some clues, interrogate suspects, reconstruct crime scenes, and try and uncover the truth behind the mystery. It looks all right from what I can tell from the trailer and the gameplay that I watched. It's first-person perspective, so you got a decent sort of manor house to explore in the bits that we've seen and puzzles to solve there. So it could be quite cool. I think if you like a good murder mystery, I do like that genre. So it does look like it'd be an interesting one to play.
Yeah, I do like games like this, so I have to see what it's like. Who wants to take this one first? Are you guys?
I think this is. I think this will be a good run-of-the-mill murder mystery.
Okay.
It had a bit of a Tormented Souls vibe, I think, from first person.
Yeah.
I kind of got from that.
Yeah.
Which is always good to get that kind of vibe. But I think it would be a good game, because I know Indigo Studios, they've put out very similar games in the past, and they've always done quite well. So no, it definitely looks promising.
Okay. Apparently it's only a tenner on Steam right now, so if you want to get it
bargain.
on PC, bargain. There you go. Phil, your thoughts?
Yeah, I know what Will means as well. Like the music has got that kind of like very specific kind of the light keyboard with the kind of whimsical but with a threat of something more sinister underneath.
Yeah.
I like the vibes of it, and like obviously we didn't really see much in terms of like what the gameplay is like fully or whatever, but the vibes of it, like, it seems interesting. And if it's only a tenner, if that's sort of the thing that's up your alley, then why not?
Yeah. Okay. Apparently, the Xbox version has got slightly delayed, says Kindred. So it's not technically out on Xbox, but PC and PS5 it is. But apparently, it will be coming to Xbox. So there you go. I just get sent the information. If they put it on the thing and says it's out, my apologies. They give me the misinformation, fake news, and there you go. All right. Well, let's see how this has gone. We've got 2 scores in. Danker and Gozzo both gone for a 7 out of 10. Chat, get your scores in. Will, I'll start with you. What do you reckon to this one?
I think I'm going for a 7.
Okay, going for a safe 7.
Yeah.
Phil?
I think we're going to say a safe 7.
Safe 7. Okay, all right. Flame also saying a safe 7. Dave Johnson saying 7.7. Then 7. Right, okay, he's going for a safe 7. Dave, what say you? He's just chaos in the chat tonight. He is. There you go.
I was thinking the safe 7 as well. So
safe 7 as well. Okay. All right, a couple of people thinking a little bit higher. Retro Shazar saying a 7.5. Pocket Locket saying a 7.5. Kindred going for the safe 7. Any more, folks? This is the last case of John Morley, which came out on Thursday for PC, soon to be coming to Xbox Series X and S and PS5. If there are no more scores. Oh, there you go. iQuail. The Steam description says it's about a 3-hour game. So it's not too long either. So if you want something you can just dip in for an afternoon, there you go. iQuail saying a 7. Dave and I are similar-minded. Worry Mag. that's mine. Yeah, to it. If there are no more scores in the chat, I can tell you that no one got this right because it's not as good as the safe 7. It's slightly lower because this got a 6.5 on average.
Oh,
so it's still good, but not that good. But if you can get it for a tenner on Steam, as I said right now, you could spend a Sunday afternoon playing it or something. You know, that's a perfect.
You don't mind that for a tenner.
You would probably have a good amount of fun playing that mystery. So give it a shout. I always say give it a shout. Just because it's got that as an average score doesn't mean it's as good or worse as that. Go try it out. See what you think. Maybe if I can cram it into January, because I've been sent a copy, I will give it a try myself. Maybe in January, we'll see. Depends how many other things I get thrown at me. But yeah, but we shall see. It's crazy that I'm trying to plan out games for January. So there you go. It never stops. Our final game, other than that, is a game that I was playing on stream last night, and it came out yesterday. This is out on Switch, Switch 2, PS4, PS5, Xbox Series X, S1, PC, and is available on Game Pass, and is our second of our side-scrolling beat-em-up games, and this is Marvel Cosmic Invasion. Let's have a look at the trailer for this.
Annihilus has emerged from the depths of the negative zone to claim the entire universe as his own.
Let's dance, Mum.
Repulsor blast.
Good old team. Go for it, spirit of vengeance.
I'm fired up. Blazing shield.
Get ready to feel that heat.
Optic wind. Dinosaur? This place is rad. Full throw.
Prism lance.
Full blast.
There you go. So I played this last night. I had a lot of fun with this. I'm not going to lie. It was really good fun. So if you want to catch up with the stream, it's there on Twitch on the VODs. But Dave, tell us more about this beat 'em up.
Yeah, so it's a retro style beat 'em up set in the Marvel universe. I believe AILA and has come to try and take things over. So you've got to pick your favorite Marvel hero from 15. Looks like there's a good sort of spread of heroes as well.
There is,
Not just like the classics. There's a few other good ones in there as well. And I think you get to like pick a team, don't you? So you get to pick a couple of the characters and then switch between them, during the fight. So they get to sort of team up. I think there's some sort of combos that you can do with them. So depending on who you pair, there's different sort of combos that you can do. But it looks like a pretty decent sized scrolling beat 'em up to me. It's from I think the Devis Tribute Games. He did the Ninja Turtles Shredder's Revenge, which was a very good game. Really enjoyed that one. I don't think this one quite hits the highs of that one from what I've been reading, but it's pretty close. So it still says like it's a good game. And as it was mentioned, it's on Game Pass, so you can just jump straight into it there and have a go. But I think if you're playing on a different platform, it looks like it'd be worth getting if you like this genre. And the fact you can get your mates in as well up to 4 players, it's like it'd be a pretty good chaotic fun. So look at this one.
Yeah, we did have a little bit of it. I played a fair chunk of it by myself, and then Iquel jumped in and we played some stuff together. And it does make it a lot more difficult. They chuck a load more enemies at you. But what's funny is Kindred said, as long as Iquel doesn't leave Mag all alone to the boss fight and join someone else's game. True story. He somehow got warped into someone else's game. So I thought he died, but he just joined someone else's game. I was like, oh, right. But there you go. Fair enough. But there you go. But yeah, I thoroughly enjoyed this. And yeah, as Dave says, there is a good roster of well-known characters and also ones that you're not familiar with. And there were some that I was not familiar with at all, and some to unlock. Again, like the Terrifier thing, there is a boss rush mode. There are an arcade mode. There's 15 levels in total in the story mode, but I couldn't tell what was different with the arcade mode. But when reading up on it, there's actually only 12 levels, and it cuts a lot of the fat out of it in that respect. But I found this a lot more challenging than the Terrifier game. We didn't finish it on stream. And there was one boss that was tricky. And I think finding out which characters are good with what levels is how you get through it, because you could try and just go through it with the same character. And I started to find that doesn't work. So they're different characters are selected for different levels, which is nice. But yeah, who would like to speak about this for our last game?
This, I think, looks like a lot of fun. Like it, if it's same devs as Shredder's Revenge, which again I enjoyed.
Yeah.
And it just like everything about it just kind of pops, like when you're looking at it and watching like that on the trailer and stuff. So, particularly if it's got challenge to it, because I think what you were saying about the other one, the Terrifier one, like being like you basically beat it in one go.
Yeah.
It's kind of, that's not really what you want from this kind of game. You want something that's gonna like challenge you and like be a bit tough and all that sort of stuff. So yeah, that I especially if it's a good reason to actually remember that I've got Game Pass and boot the Xbox up occasionally. I might have to give this a go.
Okay. All right. Will, your thoughts?
Yeah. No, it seems to have that perfect combination, doesn't it? It's got a really great art style. Looks like the gameplay's really fun, and the soundtracks from that trailer was really good as well. So yeah, no, if it's definitely a game type that you're into, then it's definitely going to be a good one, I feel.
Yeah. Okay. All right. Well, let's see what people say in chat. This is your last chance to get shout outs in the channel. So let's see people are saying. Dank says, if this ain't an 8, I will yell at the screen in disgust. Iquel says, I think it should be a 9.5, but I guess it actually got an 8. Gozzo says an 8. Retro Jazar, an 8. Kindred says, I want to say a 9. So you're saying a 9 or not saying? He says, I want to say a 9. I'll start with Phil for this last one. What do you reckon this got?
Well, I'm going to be optimistic on this one and say 9.
Okay, going for a 9 out of 10. All right. Dave, what say you?
I'm going to go for an 8.5.
8.5. Okay. Will?
Yeah, I was going to go 8.5 as well. I think it'll be a tie with the other game we had.
Okay. All right. 8.5. Dave says 64 because 8 times 8 is 64. 8. Gaming logic, of course. Yes. Why not? Flame, 8 all the way. Kinji goes, fuck it. I will say 9. There you go. Pocket, 8. Any more, folks? This is Marvel Cosmic Invasion, which came out yesterday on Switch, Switch 2, PS4, PS5, Xbox Series XS1, and PC, and is available on Game Pass. I hope this isn't an 8. No, he's just said that. I can tell you that the reviewers said, yes, this has performed far better than that Terrifier game. However, as Dave said, doesn't hit the dizzy heights of Shredder's Revenge. And even though it has got the roster of different characters and different challenges that you can do to, but the replayability on it is good, but not as great. And therefore, some of you are going to be disappointed with this. This got a 7.5 average.
Definitely lower than expected.
Yeah. Now, it did get some really good reviews that were slightly above that, but majority was like that. And I think IGN, GameSpot, GamerRanks, they all gave it a 7. They all said the same thing. It's great, but it's one of those games you'll knock out in a weekend. So there you go. So you go.
Punish my optimism.
I know. But I think it deserves higher than that from what I've played, and I'll hopefully finish it at the weekend and see what I think. So again, I don't always agree with what's on this. Danker is probably shouting disgust at the screen right now. Kindred says, "Oh wow, didn't think it'd be that low." And Dave Johnson is saying, "Thank fuck," because he doesn't have to do all the shout outs now. So there you go.
Always a silver lining, eh?
Yeah. Icon says, "I think this game will be a little bit understood." Yeah, and I also think the problem you got a studio that made an amazing Turtle sequel. So now that is the benchmark. So if it's things that are slightly different, there you go. Icon says, "I think the mechanics are quite deep." Yeah, because finding out which character works for what and which block and which dodge and which works with what boss is better is, I like that. That made me think about who I was going to use. But not everyone clearly got it. Some of us just thought it was a thing. But it's far better than the Terrifier one. There you go. But sorry to the people who sent me Terrifier. I enjoyed it for the afternoon, but it's not as good as that. There you go. So there you go, folks. No shout outs on that one, unfortunately. But there you go. And that, we're a little bit late, but there we go. That is our end of our show. So thank you so much. Can we get a shout out for the Horror Game Awards in the chat? Now go click that link. It's pinned to the top of the Twitch chat. And as you said, you've got 2 days to get your final nominations in for the games. And also, if you want to consider co-streaming it, you can also still apply. You've got until Thursday for that as well. If you want all the information on the event, where to watch it live, it is on there. Guys, want to say anything else about the event before we wrap up?
It's going to be great.
It is.
Yeah,
I am so looking forward to it. And thank you so much for inviting me. I can't wait to be there and schmooze with all the people and sit there secretly like Phil when he's not on stage going, yes, that one. So yeah, there you go. So I look forward to it. I look forward to seeing you guys in a couple of weeks. There you go. I'll say that, not to wait till so. But there you go. Thank you for being our guest. Greatly appreciate you being here. Really appreciate it. Thank you so much. As always, thank you to our co-host who knows the most, Mr. David Jones. Thank you. We will be back with another TNGC next week. We've potentially got 2 sets of guests lined up, so I'm not going to say who it is yet. But we're going to say, don't forget, in 2 weeks' time, I can't believe we're saying this, we will be doing our Christmas special where we announce our top 15 games of the year. And also going back through the predictions that we did at the start of the year of the big games, we could see how many of those 50 games that we said were going to come out actually did come out, because there was quite a few that didn't. GTA 6, I'm looking at you. So we'll go back through some of that as well. So that'll be our Christmas special in 2 weeks. Also, tomorrow night, for the first time ever, we are going to be playing Super Mario Party Jamboree. So if you've got it on the Switch 2 or Switch, you can join in. We're going to be playing some games. And it is our second night of Christmas game giveaways. We gave away 4 games last night. We'll be giving another 4 games away on tomorrow night's show. So join me at 8:30 on TikTok and Twitch. Let's go do a raid. Thank you to all the mods. Thank you to Dave Johnson for all the chaos, as always, and sending me that news story. And let's see who we can raid. Thank you to everyone who's over on YouTube. The stream will just end because that's what YouTube does. With Twitch, we're going to send you over to someone. Let's see who's on. Christ, there's a lot of people on tonight. Let's see who we can raid. Let's go for. What is Tiff playing? Because we haven't raided her in a while. I actually don't know what she's watching. She's doing a just chatting stream. That's perfect because we're doing a just chatting stream. So we're going to go raid Tiff over on Twitch. So we're going to press that button. That raid will start once the end credits are rolled. And now I've lost her on the stream deck, but there you go. Hopefully that's kicked in. There you go. And all that leaves for me to say is thank you so much to all of you for watching. Thanks for supporting the show. And wherever you are in the world, have a great morning, a great afternoon, a great evening. And we shall see you tomorrow at 8:30 for some Super Mario Party Jamboree. So we will do that thing where we all wave until I press a button. Thank you very much.
Good night.
Good night. Bye.